Good evening, and welcome to the first episode of Youth Works. I'm absolutely thrilled that the U.S. Embassy is able to sponsor this new program, highlighting what we think is one of the most critical issues facing Uganda today. As we look at this growing society, with so many young people, we know that the future will depend on the young people being able to be economically empowered and to make a contribution to the future of the nation. But that doesn't happen automatically. It requires education, it requires support, it requires a vision, it requires leadership. And that's what we hope that Youth Works will begin to offer young people in Uganda. This is an opportunity for young entrepreneurs to work with mentors in society here, to build the skills from developing that business plan and a financial model and that vision for the future to be successful. And we hope through their example to show other young Ugandans that they too can make a difference, that they can find a way to have an impact on the society, on their families, on their communities, and through their entrepreneurship, help to lift up all of their friends and families. So we hope that this is going to be successful. We hope that this will be the success of what President Obama talked about when he said, in America, through entrepreneurship, we hope to empower the innovator and the inventor. And we hope that we'll bring that sort of empowerment here to Uganda. And I hope you're going to enjoy watching every episode of Youth Works.
Good evening, welcome to Youth Works. Despite the challenges facing the youth in Uganda, there is a new generation of young entrepreneurial leaders rising from the grassroots, leading and owning business enterprises, leading organizations, and also taking key leadership positions in our communities. But most of the times, these efforts are not recognized, and this is what Youth Works is all about. Youth Works is enabling these young entrepreneurs, those in business, those intending to do business, and also those who haven't decided to do business. And we are trying to see how we can solve the problems of the youth through institutional mentoring, through collaborations and partnerships, because we believe with the uniqueness of our raw materials we have in Uganda, the unique traditional skills, unique indigenous knowledge skills, and above all, a unique population of young, vibrant, young leaders. We know we can do it because we can innovate, and there is courage out there, there is passion of these young entrepreneurs, even those who are still not decided whether to start the business, because we believe that the economy and transformation of this country lies in practical entrepreneurship. Finally, I would like to thank all the key partners for making this dream a reality. I want to thank the U.S. Mission Uganda and TV team. You have done us proud. All the key mentors for opening all your facilities to take on these young innovators with their brilliant businesses and agribusiness, IT technologies, and service provision. And for comments on our program, please contact us through the contacts on your screen. Thank you so much.
Bordered by Adjumani to the north and South Sudan to the northeast, Amuru district was established by the Ugandan Parliament in 2006. According to the National Census of 2002, the district had an estimated population of 177,783 and now estimated at 234,100. The district is predominantly rural, lacking any tarmac road despite its size. However, this doesn't stop young enterprising minds like that of Okoya, who has not stopped at nothing but to see this formerly war-devastated region develop.
I'm called Peter Okoya. I was born in Lacho, Obakolodi village, in Bokure, that is in Lamoge, in Amuru district. And then my parents, Mr. Onen Chan Maslino and Mrs. Onen Chan Lucy.
You would call it the raising and selling of fish on a commercial basis. There is an increasing demand of fish and fish protein, which has resulted in widespread overfishing in wild fisheries. However, fish farming offers fish marketers another source. But what is exactly entailed in this kind of project?
The most important thing in fish farming, before you start fish farming, is the water source. Should be a pure water source, land for the construction of the ponds. Also, we look at management of the farm. When starting the fish farm, you should also be having the available laborers, that is the casual workers, and then also in the management. And when we talk of fish farming, you should also be having the quality feeds within the farm, and you should also be having the quality fishes that you should be farming them.
Taking such a move for Okoya was driven by demands that needed to be facilitated.
And what really initiated us to start digging, those were the days when we had northern Uganda war insurgencies. So people were displaced, people were in the camps. So what really initiated us was, one, we had a lot of orphans which were in the family we had to take care of. So in taking care of these orphans, we found that there was increased cost of feeding, there was increased scholastic expenditures in terms of school fees, buying of books, buying of uniforms, and then also to really make us also be employed within the farm and work our own money.
To many starting, capital is a major challenge. But how did Okoya crack this vice?
In terms of money, we initially started with around 2 million. That is the money we had to dig the pond.
Knowledge about a particular business is very important. And this young man had to acquire skills to effectively run the project.
We got in touch with people who could really help us in the trainings. That is, we have Ministry of Agriculture, Animals and Fisheries. They also used to come here for training since we were building aquaculture, and then they also need a certification for the building and production of fish.
Okoya justifies why the public should look at fish farming as a fast way of gaining profits.
The most important thing right now is climate change, besides the income. Like in digging the ponds around, we are trying to conserve the wetlands. And then in conserving the wetlands, apart from conserving the wetlands, you already have employment opportunities here. Like if you go on the lakes, you could go like 3 or 4 of you to go fishing. But in this, to maintain the farm, you need about 50 people in such a big farm.
Peter also shares the uniqueness of breeding fish artificially and the risks involved.
So in layman terms, we are talking artificial insemination. In general terms, artificial insemination is just a process of taking or extracting semen, that is the sperm of the male, and then we take eggs from the female side, and then we mix it together, and then after mixing it, they're already fertilized, and then after fertilizing, we go and incubate it at around 17 to 28 degrees Celsius.
After you have fertilized, you need to be as fast as possible to come and spread the eggs on the trays. So this is how we do it. Because if you take long, they'll just stick together. And the ones which are down will not be what? Will not be hatched.
For each harvest, Okoya describes how much the farm earns in terms of profits.
When we are stocking a pond, we make sure that we try to divide 1 year. 1 year by the number of ponds, by the six ponds. So we do our harvesting every 2 months. The lowest harvest in terms of money is around 600,000 shillings. That is, we are looking at 3.6 million. Really, in a year, we are looking at around 40 million. That is only the hatchery. So in this business, we find that the hatchery is much more profitable than the grow out department.
Spotting the right market for products is not an easy task, but Peter reads this from a different page.
We normally just tell the people around that we are really doing fishing on such and such a day. People come on farm, and then we also supply restaurants. That is in Gulu town. There are some restaurants we supply. We also supply schools, and then we also supply the other local markets.
Out of this business, Peter has witnessed his life transform.
We have opened up family projects. That is things to do with goats keeping, cattle keeping, and then we are also keeping sheep. So that is to do with the family. And then personally, I've been able to buy really myself a public address system, which can really hand me, like in a year, I can get 10 million out of the public address system.
In trying to give back to the community, the farm merges with different organizations to give free trainings for farmers willing to venture into the same kind of business.
The past 3 years, we have really been doing training of farmers all around northern Uganda. They normally come on farm here. The least number of days that we normally train our farmers is 3 days. We are training around 30 groups of farmers. That is in northern Uganda. Besides training the farmers, we have also been in contact with Entebbe, that is Uganda Fisheries Institute, Training Institute. We have been doing internship for students here.
The success of this business has been driven by particular individuals and organizations.
The people who really helped so much in developing of this business, one, that is, I will attribute this first is to my parents, who have really been so supportive and have been so innovative in this. And then also my brothers and sisters, who have really also time and again come in as a source of laborers into the farm, which has really boosted up our grow out and returns. And then other people we are really so appreciative too. We have USAID, since they gave us projects.
With all the courage and zeal to work, there are challenges that Peter and the team have to confront.
So our greatest challenge right now on the farm pertaining fish farming and hatchery is just fish feeds. We have also the birds that are also there. They come and really they also do their feedings here.
Every positively impacted entrepreneur has to have a plan. And this is what Peter thinks for the farm in 5 years.
We are looking at also starting to supply really Uganda with high quality and really low cost, reasonable cost of fish feeds, animal feeds, and then poultry feeds.
For those that would wish to venture into the same business, here is a piece of advice from the young entrepreneur.
So I really advise the youth to really take up fish farming. It's not a bad project. Fish farming has really been one of the leading source of economy-driven project in Uganda. It has really helped Uganda in the GNDP. So really, youth shouldn't be scared.
Simplify. Use what is available with known local demand. If you are doing value addition in piggery, if you improve the people who stay in Kisas, those who are informed, not necessarily Kisas, they will tell you cut away the fat. We want only the meat, but you paid for the whole thing.